gamers, welcome to this week's review. This week I am reviewing a game that should have been the first game I ever reviewed. As big of a He fan as I am, as much as I love He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, you would think I would have had the game on the show by now, but it's been over a year and I still haven't put this game on yet. So, stay tuned because I'm reviewing He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, the Power of Grayskull for the Nintendo Game Boy Advance. In 2002, we saw a resurgence of the beloved 80s characters from He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. We had toys, of course we had a new cartoon, bedding, and pretty much everything else imaginable made for kids and collectors alike. This series also had two video games, one on the PS2 that sadly never made it to the United States, and one on the Game Boy Advance, which is the game we are talking about today. The story is straight from the cookie cutter of the show, but not nearly as well done. Skeletor has a plot to take over Eternia. He-Man and his friends have to stop him. That is pretty much it. Nothing special going on here at all. This is 2002 here, people. Don't you think the story should be just a little bit better? I give the story a 1. The sound is not much better than the story. It feels completely repetitive and not at all engaging. The only saving grace is that there are a couple of instances where He-Man says, "By the power of Grayskull, I have the power!" And it's taken straight out of the show. Otherwise, the sound is some of the most awful audio I have heard in a long time. I give the sound a 1.5. The gameplay. Oh, the gameplay. The gameplay. I do not even know where to begin. The game had a very strange 3/4 degree camera angle that is not adjustable at all. The jumping between platforms was almost impossible, and if you did not get the jumps absolutely perfect, you lose a life. The jumps caused me to yell a lot, and in the end, on the last level, were the reason I rage quit the game. The game also tries to play a little bit like Golden Axe meets Gauntlet. This would be a very, very good thing if it was pulled off well, but sadly it was not pulled off well at all. Honestly, the live-action movie from the late 80s was pulled off better than the gameplay in this. I give the gameplay a 0.5. The controls are just as terrible as the gameplay. They are clunky and do not respond well at all. The longer I played, the more I got used to the hit detection and lag between button presses and what happens on screen. But there should be no lag at all. Sometimes you would just press buttons and nothing would happen. You would think that there would be some sort of quality control to help make this game a little bit better. But then I remember we are dealing with a Mattel product here, and we have seen how the most recent Masters of the Universe toy line turned out. But don't get me started on that. I give the controls another 0.5. The graphics are the only saving grace this game has, and they are really not that good. The character models appear to be poorly digitized versions of the action figures from the cartoon. They are very pixelated and very hard to tell who some characters are sometimes. The backgrounds are boring with no life to them whatsoever. The game is not quite an eyesore, but looking at it is just very meh. I give the graphics a 2. So, with all that being said, I am sure you guys are thinking he is going to blast this game. To the contrary, my friends, I actually really enjoy this game. I think it's a lot of fun, and even though, yes, it's terrible, I still enjoy it, and one of these days I'm going to play it through all the way in one sitting and beat it. But I just couldn't do that this time. I got to the last level, and those jumps just made me so mad I had to rage quit. So, with all that being said, as much as I enjoy this game, and I really do like this game, I have to give it a 1.1 out of 5 because I can't judge games just based on personal bias. I have to be honest about the game's merits. So that's it for this review. Do any of you guys like this game as much as I do, or am I the only one? Leave me some comments below. Let me know whether you like it or not, or if you just don't want to see my ugly face on the internet anymore. I want to hear from you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned next week because I will be reviewing Street Fighter, the movie, the game, for the Sega Saturn. We'll see you guys next time.